Welcome back after the break. And as Indigo saw several flights of its cancelled for the second straight day, sources suggest that the company's CEO wrote a letter to employees acknowledging that the past few days have been difficult. The Director General of Civil Aviation, or DGCA, has launched a probe into the extensive operations breakdown which resulted in massive flight cancellations. The Civil Aviation Minister has also called for an emergency meeting. My colleague Sameer Dikshit is joining with the latest on this matter.
A tough time for India's largest domestic carrier, Indigo. They are being hit with the massive flight disruption, but now seeking the current situation and the seriousness of the situation, the government has also sprung into action. The aviation regulator, DGCA, has initiated the investigation into this massive flight disruption. DGCA has directed that Indigo top management should come to the DGCA headquarters, and earlier in the day, DGCA officials had a detailed meeting with the Indigo officials that what is the real reason behind the flight disruption, what are the steps being taken to reduce the inconvenience caused to the passengers. Later in the evening, DGCA apprised to the aviation minister. So we got to know from our sources that aviation minister chaired a detailed review meeting on the current situation. The meeting was also attended by AAI, the secretary of this ministry, also the DGCA were part of this meeting, and they gave a detailed presentation that what the current situation is and how the airline is looking to mitigate the impact, to take all the possible steps to reduce the inconvenience caused to the passengers. So basically, there are three directions being issued to the airline. First is that they have to improve the turnaround of the aircraft so that the availability of the aircraft increases. Secondly, the coordination between the ATC and the airport with the airline, that has to be improved so that the delays can be reduced or minimized. And third is more important, which is the rostering of the pilot and the cabin crew. So that has to be further improved by the airline. In addition to this, Indigo has also informed to the ministry and the officials that they have offered a buyback to the pilots and the other staff, those who are on leave from January 1st to 3rd or maybe mid of February. So they have offered that if they plan to give off their leaves and they rejoin the office, then almost 1 to 1.5x of the salary can be given to the pilots, those who will give off their leaves and they join the duty. So that sort of steps Indigo is looking to opt for, so as to reduce the impact and get the flight operations to normalcy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, DGCA has launched a probe into these flight cancellations by Indigo. But talking of disruptions, well, several cities in South India, several geographies in South India were also disrupted due to these cancellations. In fact, I have some figures as well. In Bengaluru, 73 flight cancellations happened. In Hyderabad, 68 flight cancellations happened, and Chennai on its part saw 39 cancellations. My colleague Jude Sanith is now getting us more updates on what really transpired after these flight cancellations happened. How were the customers really reacting, and what did Indigo as an airline have to say, if at all they said anything? Jude, my colleague, is bringing you all the updates from the southern part of the country on all of these flight cancellations that transpired throughout the day.
A series of flight cancellations by Indigo has continued to prevail across three major airports in South India, namely Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Chennai, thereby causing large-scale disruptions to travel plans at all three airports. Leading the pack, of course, is the Kempegowda International Airport in Bengaluru, where Indigo cancellations have totaled to 94 just today alone, which makes the total tally across 2 days amounting to a whopping 136 flight cancellations by Indigo as far as Bengaluru alone is concerned across 2 days. Not to be outdone, Hyderabad came in at a close second with 73 flight cancellations just today alone, while Chennai saw 54 Indigo flight cancellations just today. These cancellations have come even as the DGCA's updated FDTL or flight duty time limitations norms take effect, thereby limiting the number of flight hours a pilot can log in on account of the latest regulations, and also limiting the number of nighttime landings which can take place, which has turned pilot rosters awry, thereby leading to a number of disruptions at these airports and cancellations by Indigo itself, which has in turn impacted travel plans to a great extent.